Hi, in this video I'm just gonna show you how I installed a Red Hat OpenStack, which is called RDO, on a VM running on VMware Fusion, actually on my Mac. So I have a VM here, which is basically a CentOS 6.5 VM that I have, and if you look at the VM here, I assigned two CPU cores and 3 GB memory. And what I did, I checked this option, which is enable hypervisor applications in virtual machine. So what it does, it allows you to run nested hypervisor like KVM, or you can install, Microsoft Hyper-V through this option on a VM if you want to play with the hypervisor itself. So if you want to know more about the RDO project, you can go to OpenStack.redhat.com and you should be able to find out the simple instructions. So I have it all in one setup in one VM. All I did is basically follow these steps here, and after this one is all done. So as you see, it's like 3 commands mostly. So here's the VM I SSH to this VM. Okay, so it's if you look into the history here, you see that I basically ran the all-in-one PackStack installation. They call it PackStack as well. The package that I use, and I use these commands. So uh, that's pretty simple. So once I installed it, it's and then the networking that I used on this VM is basically look at networking. I used a single NIC that's shared with my Mac. So you can do the same thing with the VMware Workstation on the Windows side. It's the same methodology, but it should be, you don't have to have a dedicated hardware or system to try out OpenStack. Well, there are some. It's not going to be a full-blown OpenStack platform, but at least you can play with different options and different settings of OpenStack if you want to familiarize yourself. Uh, so here so when I first installed it, I got this dashboard. I could log into the dashboard, and the password. There is a file that is generated by the installation, which is also explained in the doc there. It's called Keystone RC.admin. So I have this password and account created. So all I did is basically log into this OpenStack, platform like this. So once I log in, I see the admin tab here, which gives me a kind of an idea of what's happening. So I have a project here, admin project. So in RedHat, in OpenStack, you can have separate tenant have part of separate project. That way, they have their own resource pool, and you can kind of drill down to their resource use through that method. It's kind of isolation as well. So I go to the resource use. I can see how the resources are being used right now. So I have one instance running right now, which I'll show you. And then hypervisors, it gives you information about the hypervisor, how much vCPU memory, and all sorts of things that are used. So I have this this nice dashboard. The instances, you can see, I have an instance running here. If I click on it, I can see different information, name and what kind of flavor I'm using. IP address, I didn't assign an IP address on the floating side, but you can do all sorts of things. Log kind of show you the boot messages here. Console, if I want to, access the console here, right? Again, do stuff here, which is pretty handy. And the volumes, where you can create volumes, which is pretty self-explanatory. Right, I can create a volume. Right, so I have this volume created. There's a volume type, sorry, so I can create different volume types here. Say VMware. Right, so I can, different volume type I can create. I don't have any volume created. Flavors is where you can define different flavors. What will be the flavor? So you have a custom flavor, you can just create a flavor, and that will be available as part of the offering, right? Images is where you upload your images. So you can create any image. You can provide the image file, choose the file, and type of the image. If you want to do an ISO, VMDK, which is VMware, VHD is Hyper-V. I believe VDI is the Citrix Xen server. Sorry, VDI is I think Oracle VirtualBox maybe. RAW is the raw disk. AMI. You can even do Amazon machine images if you have a configured, and then you can just upload them. Networks is where you can define networks. You see I have two networks. One is private and public. It's kind of simulation. You may not have access to the, what I noticed that when I installed with the one, I didn't have access to the outside from my instance, so it just kind of, okay, from my test scenario, but, you can do all sorts of things, play with the stuff, so you can, click on the public network and, see what are the components here. So there's the DHCP server. I had to enable DHCP server on one of the network here through this option, I think, because it wasn't enabled by default, so my instance was not getting DHCP IP address. Routers is where you can see the information about the router. Click on it, and you can see the external gateway and the internal interface. Okay, it's quite a lot of details actually. OpenStack system information. This is just default limits here. You can change it if you want. And system information is basically kind of give you information what is different components of OpenStack. Nova is the compute, Neutron is the network, Cinder is the storage volume, Swift I think it's Amazon S3 type volume, like a storage service. Glance is where you upload an image, images are stored, all those things. So you can get a lot of details here. Compute services. You can kind of see what's status of the services are, which is very good. Like it needs to be command line before. Availability zones, you can have different availability zones depending on the environment, but in this case just two availability zones and they're all available. I have no idea what it is, but it looks like it's like a aggregation of hosts. Network agents, you can see how the network agents are doing. There's a DHCP agent, L3 routing agent, Open vSwitch, all those things are there. Projects, this is where we can see the projects here. So there are different projects. You can create a project, right, for a new tenant. Users is where you can manage users. That's admin project. So I go here in the project tab here. This is my admin project. This is where my instance, I can see what instance running, and this is where my instance will be. I can create an instance, right, like this. There's two. Choose the flavor and boot from the image. So it's pretty good that you can even boot from the snapshot or straight from volume. A lot of options actually. Select the image. Cirrus. It comes with default Cirrus image, which is like a lightweight Linux distribution. Give a password. Networking is where I can select the networking post. I can even run scripts if I wanted to. I don't have any script. So now my instance is gonna be spun up here. This is spawning up, right? And if I go here, right, log, you can see what is going on. Probably at very early stage. It's not nothing done yet. Still spawning. So it's all running in the VM here. It's all in one, right? See that load average is kind of high, right? It's pretty busy, you know. So using Camo KVM, and it's pretty busy. I could actually assign like more CPU cores here. That could have helped. Right, so some swapping is happening as well. So probably more memory would help. Right. So it depends on your, host resource. Just a small VM looks like for me. Right, so there's no I/O weight. It's good, but yeah. Okay. I think it's still okay for test environment. So here, this test is running right now. Sometimes you'll notice there will be some networking glitches to get IP address and things like that, but for playing it's okay, because as long as you can see how things are working. Volumes is where you can create a volume, right? And you can type VMware. That's the type I added. Size of disk, volume, source, image. I can choose the image. All sorts of things can be done. Snapshotting can be done from this section. If I have snapshots created, then I should be able to see those here, and then I can use those to launch instances. Access and security is why I like it. You can, like Amazon EC2, you can create different rules to allow different ports for your instance, and you can use those security group for your instance. So say you want only a SSH connection and everything else inbound block, you can do all that. Egress outside, ingress inside, coming into the system. Network topology is where you can see kind of visualization of your network. So you can see there are two instances here, and this is my public network, right? And small will kind of, normal will show you a little bit bigger the IP address of the instance, which is really good actually. And you can even do a lot of things from here. Networks is where you can see the network like the other ones, and routers is where routers will be displayed for this project. container is really something new I see here. So I can have a new object storage here, and I can just create a container, and once that is created, I can upload object here. For example, I can upload a file from my computer here. Just test stock, and I can upload that. Okay, so as you see here, I have this document added, and I can download. So this is pretty good. That's about it. It's all running on VM, so that's good. I don't have to buy any specific hardware for that. Thanks for watching.